The Pentagon reception hall glittered with dress uniforms and polished medals. Admiral Richard Thornton worked the room with practiced ease, his chest heavy with decorations earned over 30 years of service. He was Navy royalty, a man who'd commanded fleets and shaped policy, and he carried himself like he knew it. Before this story goes any further, tell me in the comments which country you're watching from. And let me ask you something. Have you ever witnessed someone being disrespected because of how they looked? Drop your answer below, because what's about to happen will give you chills. Near the refreshment table stood a woman in a simple black dress, no uniform, just a single medal pinned to her chest. She was young, black and quiet, nursing a glass of water while others mingled with champagne. Admiral Thornton noticed her and frowned. Security at these events was usually airtight. Who was this woman? And how did she get in here with what looked like a participation trophy? He approached with two of his colleagues, his voice loud enough to turn heads. "Excuse me, miss. I think you might be at the wrong event. This is a Pentagon function for decorated military personnel and defense officials." The woman looked up, her dark eyes meeting his steadily. "I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, Admiral." Thornton's eyes dropped to her medal and he couldn't suppress a condescending smile. "That's a lovely accessory, but this isn't a costume party. These gatherings are for people who've actually served. Where did you get that medal? Online?" A few officers nearby shifted uncomfortably, but the woman's expression remained calm. "I earned it, sir, just like you earned yours." "Listen, sweetheart," Thornton said, his patience thinning. "I've been in the military since before you were born. I know every commendation, every decoration, every ribbon. I've never seen whatever that is pinned to your dress." "Maybe you should look closer," she said quietly. Thornton leaned in, squinting at the unfamiliar medal. It was unlike anything in the standard military registry, with an unusual design that featured an iron crown surrounded by stars. Before he could make another dismissive comment, his phone buzzed. Then it rang. Then every phone in the room seemed to erupt at once. If you're feeling the tension right now, hit that like button, because what happens in the next 60 seconds will leave you absolutely speechless. Thornton answered his phone, irritation flashing across his face. "Admiral Thornton, this better be important. I'm at a function." His face went white. "Say that again." The voice on the other end was the Secretary of Defense himself. "Richard, please tell me you haven't done anything stupid in the last 5 minutes. We've got an Iron Queen alert at your location. That means someone with Omega-level clearance is present. Do you understand what I'm saying?" Thornton's eyes shot back to the woman who was now watching him with something that might have been amusement. "Sir, there's a woman here with an unusual medal. I thought she was—" "Is she black, early 30s, about 5'6"? The secretary interrupted. "Yes, but that's Director Amara Williams, Deputy Director of Strategic Intelligence Operations. Iron Queen is her classification code. She reports directly to the President, Richard. She's run operations in 7 countries that you don't even have clearance to know exist. That medal you just mocked? It's the Intelligence Star with distinction. There are only 3 people in the entire country authorized to wear it." The phone nearly slipped from Thornton's hand. Around the room, other officers were getting similar calls, their expressions shifting from curiosity to horror as they realized what was happening. Director Williams took a sip of her water, utterly composed. "Would you like to continue this conversation, Admiral? Or should I brief you on the last classified operation I ran? The one that prevented a cyber attack on our naval fleet. I believe that was your fleet, actually." Thornton's colleagues had already backed away, leaving him alone in his humiliation. "Director Williams, I apologize. I had no idea. I shouldn't have assumed—" "No, you shouldn't have," she said, her voice quiet but cutting. "You saw a young black woman in a room full of old white men and decided she didn't belong. You didn't ask my name. You didn't ask my credentials. You just assumed I was nobody." The room had gone completely silent now, every eye watching the scene unfold. "I grew up in Southside Chicago," Amara continued, her voice carrying across the hall. "Joined military intelligence at 19. Spoke 5 languages by 22. Ran my first covert operation at 24 in conditions that would have broken most of the people in this room. I've earned every bit of respect I don't have to demand, Admiral. The question is, what have you learned tonight?" Thornton stood there, decades of arrogance crumbling in real time. That I was wrong. Completely, inexcusably wrong. Good, Amara said. Because tomorrow morning you're going to help me implement a new training protocol for senior leadership about unconscious bias and respect. Consider it your redemption arc. She walked past him toward the exit, then paused. Oh, and Admiral, next time you see someone you don't recognize, try introducing yourself before you try removing them. You might be surprised what you learn. The room remained frozen as she left, the click of her heels echoing like punctuation marks on the most important lesson Richard Thornton had learned in 30 years. If this story moved you, if it reminded you that respect isn't about rank or appearance, but about character and courage, then subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that notification bell and share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below and tell me your thoughts, because stories like Amara's need to be told, and voices like hers need to be heard. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, never judge someone's worth by what you can see. The most powerful people often move in silence.